Are you having a hard time getting started? Are you having a hard time starting to work out? Are you having a hard time starting to learn a new instrument or a new hobby? Or maybe it's a side hustle that you've always wanted to start that you're having a hard time with. I know for me, it's starting a YouTube channel and making videos. I've tried to start a YouTube channel many times in the past. I've started one up, made a couple videos, stopped, started one up, made a couple videos, stopped. And now I'm in that point where I'm having a hard time getting started now and making videos consistently. It got me thinking, why is it so hard for us to start? And what can we do differently to make it easier? Why is it so hard to get started? I know for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, when you think of getting started, a lot of information, a lot of thoughts start bombarding you. For instance, for starting making videos, all these thoughts are constantly in my head. What do I make videos about? What do I focus on? Do I focus on editing first, or do I focus on just putting out as much videos as I possibly can? Do I focus on being a better storyteller? Like what do I focus on? There's so many places to start when making videos. What is the right place to start? What is the best place to spend my time and energy? That's a huge thing. And then another thing is, I don't know what to make videos about. I have ideas for videos, but if I make a video about that idea, do I always have to make videos about that idea forever? If I want to make videos about health, do I have to make videos only about health from there on out? I think to myself, I don't only want to make videos about health. I have other topics I like that I'm interested in. Do I have to do that? The thought of how long it's going to take to get good at something. I think, oh my God, like if I start, it's going to take me 5 years, 10 years to get good at this thing, to get good at making videos. Like, oh my gosh, like that's so overwhelming. The thought of doing it for so long and potentially never getting good at it, I think that part feels daunting. The fear of failure. I don't think anyone likes being judged, right? The fear of failure from your peers, from random people online watching your video, or if they want to say some mean things about your videos. My parents, my family members, my friends, my coworkers, what are they going to think? I don't want to be judged for making a bad video. So I think that's a big thing. The fear of failure, the fear of being judged. Another reason why it's so hard to get started is I think we can almost set our goals too big sometimes, and that makes it even more overwhelming. Like when I think of personally for myself for wanting to make videos, I think of the highest peak of what that looks like, right? In my instance, I'm thinking of like a Joe Rogan, a MrBeast, who's ever at the top of their niche as far as making videos. I think, oh, like how amazing would it be to be up at that level? When I think of all the time and effort and resources these individuals put into that, it feels unattainable. It feels like there is no way that I could ever make a video as good as some of these other people, or no way I could ever reach that level. I've realized like what we need to do differently is a couple things. Number one, we have to set more obtainable goals. It's good to have the big picture as far as what it possibly could be. I think it's good to dream sometimes, but then I think you kind of need to reel it back in. You need to set step one. I don't need to think, how am I going to go A to Z? I need to think, how am I going to go from A to B? Or maybe there's something even in between B. You have to chunk it down into really small steps. For me, I'm using my making videos example. Okay, what do I focus on? What is the small goal? I'm not going to be a MrBeast or a Joe Rogan or a whoever, Emma Chamberlain overnight, Casey Neistat. I'm not going to be that day one. Right? So what is my B? And I've realized for me, and I'm sure your B can be a lot of different things. Your very next step can be a lot of different things. But for me, my B, my next step was just record a video. It doesn't matter what the video is about. It doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter how concise your thoughts are, how well your storytelling is, how good the editing is. Just record a video. That's it. That's B for me. I just need to start. I just need to record. That is B. Don't focus on C, D, E, Z all the way through the rest of the alphabet. Just focus on step B. For example, let's say you want to get fit. You want to get a 6-pack abs. That's the goal for you, okay? You're not going to go from being overweight to six-pack abs in probably a month. It's just not going to happen. It's going to take time. It's going to take energy. So what is the very next step? What is B for you? There can be a couple different versions of B, but I would say if I was going to use myself for what I would put as B for getting that six packs abs, very next step is getting a gym membership. If you don't already have a gym membership, get a gym membership. Just don't think about going to the gym yet. Just get the membership. Okay? Another way you could do is go for a walk. Go for a walk for 10 minutes a day. That's it. Don't set a mile limit. Don't set anything. Just go for a walk. Just move. That could be your B. There's a lot of different things out there, but I think this is one of the biggest things for getting started is setting smaller goals. It's good to have the big picture, but set smaller goals. That's probably the biggest thing. And then the next thing is fear of failure and the fear of being judged. Nobody wants to be judged. Nobody likes failing, but it's almost a prerequisite to succeed. Not everyone fails along the path, but if you look at the most successful people in the world, they have failed a lot to get to where they are. Elon Musk, I think of him as an example. He's had a lot of failure throughout his lifetime. You think of all the companies he started. Think of SpaceX. How many rocket launches did they have that failed before he finally had a successful launch? Many. He almost went bankrupt. I think of MrBeast, who made videos for 10 years or however many years it was before he finally had a video that popped off. You have to fail in order to succeed at a high level. I think it's almost a prerequisite. So understanding that, I think, makes it a little bit easier to get started. You're going to fail eventually. You just have to start anyways. And I think if you realize that there's going to be failure along the path, it makes it easier to start. Then that kind of ties in with being judged for failing. I don't know why we do it as humans. We judge so much for people trying to achieve their goals. It's crazy to me. I mean, I've done it myself, but it's mind-blowing. Like, why? Like, who are we to judge someone for trying? Like, it's like we feel this like innate desire in us sometimes to be like, we must judge them. We must tell them how bad they're doing because what I don't know what it is. But I mean, I think back about somebody who commented on a video of mine, a short video that I made, and they were just mean comments. I think about that mindset of someone that you have to be in to place that judgment on somebody else of like, how dare you make a bad video? How dare you present this video to me and it be terrible? I feel a duty, a responsibility to make sure I tell you how bad your content is so that you will stop making videos and I will be a hero to the world for purging your content from the internet. That's the crazy mindset. Again, I'm joking a little bit here, but it's insane that we do this. I think it helps to try to dissect it a little bit and see how ridiculous it is to judge someone else for trying, because you have to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. Almost everyone doesn't start off being an expert, right? We all have to start somewhere. I'm sure Elon Musk, I'm sure MrBeast, all these successful people, I'm sure they got a lot of judgment early on. If you let that stop you from starting, from trying, you're never going to get there. You're never going to reach your goals. You really got to just understand that there's going to be people out there that judge you. So basically, again, what do you need to do to get started? And it's number one, set smaller goals. Don't go A to Z, go A to B. Figure out what B is and work towards B. And then number two is don't worry about being bad and don't worry about being judged when you start. You have to fail along the way to succeed, to achieve greatness. You can do this. I can do this. If you're watching this video, don't wait to get started. Do it today.